Good day, Robert Farrell here. I've been teaching Adobe Illustrator here in New York City since 1987, 33 years. If there's a better way to learn, and more importantly, be marketable enough to earn, then subscribe to my channel. More importantly, go check out thinklearnearn.com and you could sign up for a free, my top 10 production techniques, shortcuts. I don't care how long you've been working on Illustrator. This will basically be a game changer for you. Now, the nice thing about my training modules is you can write notes right underneath each video, and those could be searchable, so you don't have to grab a pen. In addition to that, let me share something with you. So let's say I start this video.
The object is under the object menu.
And then I stop the video and I come back to this video. And then I go back to a video tomorrow, next week, next month. It will ask me, do you want to continue where you left off, yes or no? I think that's a pretty cool thing. Game changer. So I'm going to share with you how to do Work Smart today with Yin and Yang. I'm going to do two examples, and I'm going to pick one. They're both quick production techniques. You'll be very excited to see how this is done the right way. So stay tuned. Yin and Yang versus Yin and Yang. Again, subscribe to my channel. Check out thinklearnearn.com. Okay, so I want to share with you how I start every document. After I save the file, of course, I would bring up my ruler. So Command R. Now, if you really want to work smart, I suggest opening a blank page template that has the tools you need. Now, so we're on the same page here. I'm also working in Essentials. If you're not in Essentials, hit Reset and Reset Essentials. This way we could be on the same page. All right, let's get started with Yin and Yang. Now, I typically put guides there. This is an example of a finished yin yang, but I put guides there in order to draw from the center. In this particular case, it's not necessary. So Command semicolon, Control semicolon, under the View menu, I'm going to hide the guides. Good to have to get into, make a change, save a change. Okay, so here's two ways to do it. Here's way number one. I'm going to hit the L key, which is my ellipse tool, and I'm going to create an ellipse. Now I want to default to black and white, so I hit the letter D. So if you look over to the left here, D will default to a white fill and a black stroke. And that works just fine for me. Okay, I'm now going to hit the S key to go to my scale tool. And I'm going to hold down the Option key Macintosh, Alt key for Windows, and click right there on the top vector. And we're going to scale this 50% to make a copy. Now you can hit copy or you can hit Option return or Alt return. There's my copy. Now I'm going to hit the return key again, which will do this from the center, and we're going to do this at 25% and make a copy, Option return. Now you can basically take these and drop and drag them, but keep in mind it might be a little difficult because they both have fills. So you could hit Command Y, go into the back end, and then just drag a marquee. So I'm holding down the Command key. Now, a production technique. I start on my document by hitting the A key, which is a direct selection tool. From that point on, it's not ever necessary to select the direct selection tool. I can simply hold down the Command key. The Command key will do this. Now, I just want to share with you a really cool production technique. If I select this object, hold down the Shift key, and select that object, both objects are selected. I'm also going to hold down the Option key so I get a group selection. Okay, so I can take the height of this, whatever the height is, and I'm going to copy this. And I'm just sharing with you for production purposes. Of course, I can hold down the Option key and drag this, but this is a really cool technique. If I now, anything about the object is under the Object menu, Object, Transform, Transform, Move, Command Shift M, Control Shift M. So I can move this horizontally, 0, vertically, paste. Now I'm doing this to share with you the flexibility. So again, with both objects selected, Command Shift M, I can paste in. I don't want to move it horizontally, so I put horizontal 0 and paste and make a copy or Option return. So it's going to put it exactly in the bottom. Now, of course, I could have selected, held down the Shift key, and then Option drag that. But I just want to share with you a very powerful technique. Okay, now the next Anything about select is under the select menu. Select all, Command A or Control A. And anything about the object, of course, is under the object menu. And based on these choices, we're going to go to Object, Expand, Appearance. See, my whole objective is to get you to think the way the software thinks. So anything about the object is under the object menu based on what you select. And I'm going to expand Appearance. So now if I come over here and hit Shift M in my tool, I want to basically do the Shape Builder tool. So if I select all and I drag this down here, there's the first one, there's the second one. So now I can take this object and I can fill it in with a different color. Of course, I fill this in with black. Now, this is one way of doing it, simple, right to the point. Here's an alternative way of doing it, and you can decide. Actually, I'll decide for you. So the next way to do it is to basically build a rectangle. Rectangle, what are you talking about? We need to create a yin and yang. I understand that. So I'm going to hit D key to default to white fill, black stroke. I hold down the Option Command key to turn my selection tool, direct selection tool, because keep in mind, I'm in the rectangle tool right now. So what I want to do is save you time from going up here every 10 seconds to select the selection tool. It's not necessary. I've been teaching this technique for 33 years. Hold down the Command key to turn it into a selection tool, or the Control key for Windows. So I'm going to take this and Option drag this to the right. I'm going to line that right up at the center point, right there. Now I'm going to directly select these two anchor points and delete them. Now what I need to do is get a center point to my path that's already selected. Anything about the object is under the Object menu. Object, Path, Path, Add Anchor Points. Now, in subsequent videos, I will share with you how to create shortcut code keys for things that don't have shortcuts. So basically, I add that. Okay, now the next is pretty simple. I select this and I drag this down and create an oval. Now the reason I credit the rectangle is to get a perfectly aligned center, and I don't want to do that with the pen tool. So similar to what we did before, with it selected, the object selected by holding down the Command key, I know to go to my Scale tool. Pick a point to scale from, right there at the top, hold down the Option key, and we're going to scale this at 50%. And of course, make a copy by hitting Option, Return, or Alt Return. Now the same thing I can copy and paste, but in this particular case, I'm just going to drag this down and get that exactly in place. Okay, now the reason I put this path here, because I now want to hit Shift C. Shift C is my Convert Direction tool, and I can use this information as a guide. So I'm going to take this and hold down the Shift key and drag this to the right. Then I'm going to take this path and drag that to the left. Now, with both objects selected, I'm holding down the Command key and the Alt key to select that entire path. And I want to join this path to this path. Anything about the object is under the Object menu, Object Path, Path Join, Command J, Control J. Now I can hold down, hit Shift C again, go back to my direct selection, to my Convert Direction tool, and drag that out to the left. Pretty simple. Now, what I want to do is select this original object and exchange foreground for background. So that's Shift X. Then I need to take this object and send it to the back. Again, anything about the object is under the Object menu. Based on these choices, arrange the object, send it to the back. Okay. Now, in this particular case, I don't want to send it to the back. I want to send it backwards. So every time I hit Command left bracket, it's going to send it backwards 1, 2 until it gets into the back of the black area. And that's what I'm looking for. Perfect. So now I need to select this object and exchange that. Command X to make that black. And this is white. This is black, this is white. Again, Shift X swaps the foreground for the background, the stroke for the fill, the stroke for the fill. Now, the next technique is pretty cool. I need to scale down these objects, but I'm not going to do it with the Scale tool. I'm going to go to Object. Anything about the object is under the Object menu. Object Transform, Transform Each. And I'm going to transform each at 25%. And hit OK. I see I got a little ahead of myself. It had 250% by mistake. And there you go. Now, here's the difference between the two. I like the one on the right. Why? Because I have less anchor points. This has way too many anchor points, which could potentially create problems in the future, especially if you want to use it for something else. I prefer something clean and lean like this. So between the two, they're both great techniques, but I prefer this technique of starting with a square, so therefore there's not actually two separate objects. This object is simply the background, so I don't have to recreate another one. It's already there visually. So it's working smart one step at a time. Thanks for being here. If there's smarter ways to do things, I want to share those techniques with you. My name is Robert Farrell. Like I said, I've been teaching Adobe Illustrator for 33 years. Back when I was 28 years old, I just turned 61. I get very frustrated when I see Illustrator instructions on YouTube that waste too many steps and teach bad technique. If you're going to be a teacher, then teach proper techniques. Don't just make it up. Understand how the software thinks, and that's my battle cry. If you go to thinklearnearn.com, I will share with you how to think the right way. If you understand how the software thinks, then you could basically intelligently understand and comprehend. This way you're not going, oh, under the file menu I do this, and under this menu I do that, and getting all confused. And that's how every other teacher teaches. It's insane. I'd rather say, what is this? This is an object. Anything about the object is under the object menu. And then based on these choices, what do you want to do? It's a technique that has served over 57,000 students that I have trained since 1995 online, and over 65,000 students that I've trained since 1987 here in New York City. Every major company here in New York City, design company, media company, advertising company, has come to me for training at my school. I had a school here in New York City from 1991 to 2002 and went online full-time in 1995. Again, thanks for being here. Subscribe to my channel, comment, tell me what you think. I'm here to help you every step of the way. But I assure you nothing happens if you choose to do nothing. Stay home, stay safe, stay positive. Carpe diem 2020. I will talk to you soon.